What's up, Soul Tribe? What's up, fam bam? Y'all know what time it is. It's time to sage y'all shit. I got me some dragon's blood in the house. The dragons are definitely here. Um, this is gonna be what you get to look forward to. Listen, I know this energy right now for several different collective energies. We have a lot of new ones awakening right now. They feel like they're going batshit crazy. We've got some that are in the middle of the journey feeling like they're batshit crazy. And we have my collective that feel like they're going batshit crazy. This full moon is in Scorpio. Okay. Deep feels, deep feelings. Okay. Things that you may have been suppressing. Shit, for some of us, our entire lives. I know me personally, working on my podcast, as I was talking about some things, I literally remembered things that I hadn't remembered up until that point. And I stopped and I had to ask myself, like, did this really happen? Like, what? Why am I just recalling this now? And Spirit's message to me was because you wasn't able to handle it before. So on this healing journey, we do shadow work over and over and over and over and over again. We dig. And every time we go back and we see things, we see it from a different perspective. We see it from a different angle. But there comes a time where you heal that childhood trauma and you start to be there for your younger self. You start to be the person you wish you had. You start to learn how to parent yourself, your younger self again. Being there, embracing those emotions again, understanding why they're still there. But then there comes a time where apparently you get to that point, and that's why healing is never really over. It doesn't stop. Okay, it does get easier because your perception of things change as you grow and evolve. You see things from a different perspective. You see the bigger picture. You have a greater understanding. And once you start to discover who you are, you start to understand why those things took place. But oh my God, how, if you have come from a lot of trauma or have had a very traumatic life, you may come to a point in your journey where you start recalling things that you never recalled before. And it really, psychologically, it messes with you because you don't know if this is real or if you just made this shit up, right? Because you're like, why? But it's so vivid. It's definitely real in your mind, right? This is no coincidence. There are some things that, until we reach a certain level of understanding and healing within ourselves, that if we would have remembered this, I know me personally, if I would have remembered some of the things that I'm remembering now any sooner than who I am right now, yeah, that list of attempts would have been a lot longer and probably successful. And I say that because it's the journey. Again, so if you guys are experiencing some things right now, it's only coming up to help you with this purge. Okay, this energy, as all energies, or they're here to help us, to give us that push, to give us that energy, actually, to sit with it. Even though you probably feel like you have no energy, a lot of you probably wanting to sleep, a lot of you are going into hermit mode. A lot of, especially if you're a content creator, you have no ambition or want to create right now. You probably don't even want to book readings at the moment or whatever it is that you're doing, because this is really a time to pour into yourself. So a lot of you guys are probably feeling the withdrawal or feeling disconnected in a sense. And this is we're shifting, and this is part of an ascension. This is part of a big ascension, very, very necessary, because the students are becoming the teachers are becoming the shamans. Like, there's a purpose for it all. the people that are going to migrate into your life, you are going to start to realize have similar patterns, or even have similar traumas that they'll just openly talk about to you, and you'll be like, oh wow, this relates to me a lot, you know. And those, it's all divinely guided. You're meant to help those people, and how you help them is telling them what you've been through, you know, just kind of swapping stories or experiences and whatnot. So right now is a deep introspection. Okay, so if you are feeling that, definitely it's self-love, baby. Self-love. Give you that, give your younger self that right now. And I just got confirmation chills, like a lot of us are feeling this hard. It is a transformational period right now. It's a lot of tapping in and getting in tune with yourself. Okay, so before I get any further into this, if this is resonating with you, the full link to this reading will be in my bio, my YouTube channel, where I will be posting this whole reading in its entirety on YouTube. The first 10 minutes will be here. That way I just find it easier. Not only that, with everything going on, I'm kind of just shifting everything to YouTube, so that we don't lose each other. Also, it's not too late. The end of my drawing will be in the end of April, to get a chance to have a free reading done with me. It's an hour and a half long, very detailed. The way you are able to do that is subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment below this video when you do, and I'll put you in to win that. I will be doing that drawing live, so that you guys can see how that's gonna go. Okay, so we're gonna start getting into it. Okay, I'm just hearing peace. Okay, yeah, you're really guarded right now. You're really on the defense. A lot of you are probably questioning what are you doing, where you're going, how you're going to get there. You're very defensive on anybody entering into your energetic field right now. You're probably not wanting to have very many conversations with people right now. You're not really in the talkative mood. You're kind of just like, you want to be around people, but you don't want to be around people, if that makes any sense. Like, a lot of you are probably feeling like you don't want to be alone, but you don't want to have to talk. Like, just have somebody sit in silence with you. That's kind of normal. Just remember that your soul, your spirit team does do that. So just sit with it. It's okay. But you are heavily guarded. I want you to know that, but you are heavily protected. Okay, so your spirit team is around you right now, throughout this process. They are really guiding this process right here. A lot of the things that you have been having to purge, people, places, things, a lot of abrupt endings, a lot of catastrophic things happening, a lot of towers happening, a lot of realizations happening, a lot of reflection is happening right now. This is all being divinely guided, but this is your midway. This is your midway point right now. If I'm being completely honest with the energy that I'm feeling right now, this is midway, but trust that there is a big light waiting for you at the end. There's a lot of ahas. There's a lot of success coming. There's a lot of wish fulfillment coming. Your financial situation is fixing to turn. I'm telling you, you're going to be developing new ideas and new passions during this. Remember that everything that we experience while we're sitting in the darkness, or when we're sitting with ourselves here and we're doing that reflection, that is the time where we are most creative. That is where we find more about ourselves. So if you like to draw, you like to paint, you like to sing, you like to dance, you like to do whatever, in these moments where you're feeling overwhelmed or guarded, or like you don't really know what's going on, you feel things but you're not sure what it is, you're questioning things, remember to come back in with the here and the now. Don't worry about tomorrow, and don't worry about the past. That doesn't matter. Come back to oneself and do something creative. Ideas will spark from that. Okay, so this is I'm about to be done with the first 10 minutes of this. So if any of this is resonating with you so far and you want to know this reading, please, the link to my email is my email. If you want to book a reading, the link to my email is in my bio. But if you want to watch this full extended version, you could find that on the link in my YouTube. Okay, so I hope to see you guys there, and I'm going to continue with the cards and explaining what's really going on here. Okay, so welcome back for those of you who actually came back from TikTok. If not, hello everybody that is actually going to see this. I'm going to start with what the cards I have so far is really telling. So far, okay, so coming out right away with the Seven of Wands here, this is also speaking to you, feeling very defensive, feeling very guarded, feeling very protective over yourself, over your own energy. This is good. This is actually, you're being divinely guided to do this, okay? The star here in this deck represents all of your ancestors. You are the star, okay? And they are heavily around you, protecting you right now. This is why you probably feel a little guarded, feeling a little withdrawn here, not understanding why things are working the way they are not working the way you want them to be. Release the expectations of what you have put in your mind on some things, because not everything is as it seems, okay? Just because something isn't coming in the way you want it to come in doesn't mean it's not coming, and chances are it's going to come in a different way, or with a different perspective of it, or there's going to be something different, but it's going to end up working out way better than what you thought it would. Okay, remember that our spirit team, okay, our angels, our ancestors, or everyone that is rooting for you in this time, really they know your plan. They know where you're going, what you're doing. They know your truest heart's desires too, but they also know how much growth that you are in now, where you're going to be a week from now, or you're going to be a month from now. Like, they see all, they know all, they hear all. So trust in this process. Trust that you are being divinely guided and led right now, that if you are feeling like you needed to be in solitude or in seclusion, or you need that rest for yourself, or you need to veg out and get you your favorite snacks, and put on a TV show and just binge watch a TV show, if that clears your mind and gets you out of overthinking situations, or overthinking the past, or stressing about the future, do that. Okay, give yourself that break. Give yourself that human. Okay, you're human. All right, stop trying to push things before it's time, is what I just heard. A lot of you are trying to jump ahead of the situation by feeling like you should be doing more, you should be further on than where you are. You feeling like you're wasting time, but every time you sit to do something, you're feeling blocked, like you can't get it done, or you can't get it out, or like, so I feel like this is this back and forth type of energy within yourself. It's like you're fighting yourself on, I should be doing more, I should be, doing this, or I want to be doing this, and you have every intention, and you have so much want and drive, but it's like there's a block there. It's because Spirit's like, hey, it's just not time yet. Just chill out, relax. You're forgetting you here. Like, you need to self-soothe. You need to sit with your own emotions, with your own wants and desires, or you need to put a practical plan in place. Like, what you want is plausible, but how do you plan to get there? Or how do you want them to help you move to that? Like, communicate with them as to how you want this to unfold as well, or what you need their help and guidance in. We oftentimes forget to help when we oftentimes forget to ask for help when we need it the most. Okay? Because you feel that disconnect. You feel like you're alone. You don't feel like you're surrounded by them. And usually that's when you'll feel this, is usually the times where you'll be challenged in certain areas that they have been working with you on. You'll feel like a detachment, in a sense, like you're not connected with your spirit team during this time, because they're fixing to challenge you on yourself, on your. So if you're feeling like this block or whatever, or you feeling like you should be doing more and you're not, and you're just kind of going back and forth in this energy, pause and go within. You have all the tools that you need. They've shown you everything that you need to know. Right now it's time to apply them. It's time to apply them. It's time to sit. Whether you journal, whether you write, whether you just turn on the music and jam out, whatever you do to get you to center back, to be in the here and the now, They want you to do that because there's going to be some realizations when you do that. A lot of you feel like, I just keep hearing, you feel like you're wasting time because you're stuck in your own head. It's like, you're blocking yourself. Like, you are consciously aware that you are standing in your own way, but it's like, how do I stop it? How do I break free of this pattern here? Okay, Spirit saying this is all being divinely guided here with the star here, but coming out after is the Nine of Cups here. So it's like they are doing this so you can realize what your wish fulfillment is. Realize your growth, realize how far you've come, and see that something that you may have wanted to manifest or was wishing for, or your heart's desire, maybe it's changed. Maybe the experiences that you've just went through, it's changed an outcome for you. Maybe you manifested something different for you, or maybe they want to give you something bigger and they want you to see that you're selling yourself short for some things. Like, you deserve more, and this is just a time where they're wanting you to sit and reflect on how far you've come. Like, recognize your growth, recognize how much you have poured into yourself, how much you pour into other people every day. See, just sit in gratitude for a moment. Like, pull yourself back in and really look at just how far you've come. The times where you thought that you wouldn't make it through, the things that you've overcome, where in those moments you thought that this was going to be it, that you wouldn't make it another second. And you did, and here you are, and look how amazing you are because of it. You know, in the times where we are sitting, we often forget that we prayed to be where we are. So it's like, you be careful what you wish for, okay? Because if you're manifesting to step into your highest timeline, if you are manifesting to get rid of all things that are no longer serving you for your highest good, understand that that is going to be family, it's going to be a partner, that's going to be friends, that's going to be everything that is no longer matching with your highest timeline, including parts of you. It's also important to understand that when you manifest these things, that you ask for the strength and the clarity to get through it, the understanding, the compassion for yourself, the grace for yourself to get through those hard parts, because we are human and we are supposed to feel every emotion. You should not be suppressing any emotions, but you should be processing them in a healthier way. Not projecting them onto other people. Understanding why they're there, not beating yourself up about it, because again, there's no wrong choices in life. There's only lessons to be learned. There's only evolution. There's only growth. It's how you choose to look at a situation is truly how you're going to react to it. So if the first thing you look at when something goes wrong is the bad shit, that's all you're going to be able to see. All you're going to be able to see is all the negative things about that situation. But if you stop for a moment, and I know it's hard when you're in that moment, but as it starts to unfold, if you just pull yourself a little bit and you just stop for 2 seconds and go, okay, what is this showing me? Not why is this happening? You know why it's happening. It's been a pattern. You know you're in a pattern. You know this is a loop. You've been here before, and you keep asking, why do I keep ending up here? Why do I keep going through the same things over and over again? Okay, they're showing you why by putting you in those situations. Stop asking why, because they're going to keep showing you why. What am I not seeing? Show me the clarity. What am I missing here? And see that look at it from a different perspective, okay? Because when you do, here's where the success is going to come in. Here's where you start to understand. But here's where you start to ground yourself. Here's where you start to become more nurturing to yourself. This is the Queen of Pentacles, okay? This is where you sit in that feminine energy. Again, no gender specific, okay? We embody both energies. This is where you sit in more of this grounding energy, this more of a softer energy here, but your focus is more on maybe the material things in life, the success of things, because let's face it, we all worry about finances. We all see where the world's going. We all see what's happening. We all kind of stressing in a sense, but when you're walking in your purpose, when you have that relationship with your spirit team, you know that the 3D world, you just know, like, yeah, things are changing. Yes, it does look scary. Pull yourself out of it. Because regardless of what happens tomorrow, this is why it's important to live in the here and the now. So ask yourself the hard question. If we were to, something was to happen to us tomorrow, and I'm not, God forbid, I'm not speaking this into existence, but if you've been watching the news lately, not the real news, but you know, the news, it's very possible that within minutes, it's lights out for a lot of people. Okay? And I'm just gonna put it that way. So ask yourself this question right now. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What can you do today in the here and the now? Because all you have is the moments. We don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. We see the chaos. We see the corruption. We see all of it. We ain't stupid. We all see it, but we all don't want to see it, right? And that's fine. Don't let fear overcome you. Stand in your knowing. Stand with your team. I'll tell you this. I could step outside right the hell now and say, take me when y'all ready. And I'm happy about it. I don't fear what happens next. You shouldn't either. But it's important to live in the here and the now. Okay? What can you be doing today? Understanding that money is a tool. Just like these cards are a tool. It's all a tool. It's a vibrational frequency. And if you've been watching me for a while now, you know I talk about this often. And this is hard, you know, I'm telling y'all this because I know it. I've been given the downloads, but to practice this shit, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm still struggling with this. I am. Because we've been enslaved for so long to rely on money in order to be happy or to be safe or to have anything to survive, that it's hard for us to deprogram that with everything going on around us and to understand that I just need to let it come. What's meant for me will be. That's easier said than done, especially with what's going on right now in the world. It's easier said than done. But I can assure you this. I can't tell you if I can tell you it's right because I keep hearing it over, like they're drilling this into my head because I'm the one that's like, oh yeah, then where is that then? Then where the fuck is that then? Okay, then you want me to just live stress free? You want me to not worry about how I'm gonna pay this or pay that or like how I'm gonna like survive? Like, yeah, that's easy for y'all, you know, like because we're human. Okay, we're meant to. We question everything. We're meant to. Okay, that's what free will is about. They give us the option. Okay, but there's a reason they're drilling it in, especially right now, to just have faith and just trust. They haven't failed you yet, but it's not about the material world. It's not. And this is what a lot of people are going to have to realize. It's more about humanity, how you treat people, how people treat you. Grace, love, compassion. It's about unconditional love. And let's face it, humanity doesn't know what that is. And that's on a global scale. Like, we lost that hundreds of years ago. Personally, I believe. from what, like I said, what I talk to them all the time, okay? Like, but this is the shift that we're feeling. This is why these emotions are coming up. This is why this stuff is being uprooted, because we need to decondition that, but we also need to look at people and see that they're humans too. We don't know everybody's story. You know, I've noticed something going out in public and just whether I'm at the grocery store, whatever, everybody wears a smile. But when you get to talking to someone, you see, it's sad that we are in a world that we wear a smile, but we never really talk about what's really happening. But why talk about it? You know, everybody's feeling it, everybody's going through it, right? Well, because it's a human thing to do, to be there for each other, to give from the overflow. You know, if you were sitting in a position where you could help someone, do it because you feel like, I promise, it's going to bring you so much. It's going to bring you so much fulfillment to help someone without ever expecting something in return. And that is how you rise above the frequency of money. It's giving selflessly, okay? Just, now if you can't, you can't. That's understandable. But when you can, don't question it. When you hear that little voice in your mind to help someone, do it. You could be helping an earth angel sent there to test you, to challenge you. Are you holding on to the material things too tightly? Are you fear of loss of something? Which, when you fear the loss of something, you're telling the universe, you're telling that frequency that you're not worthy of it, because you're coming from a place of lack, of fear. I know, easier said than done. I'm still practicing that shit, I promise. But if you look at the laws of manifesting, if you look at, you know, the 3-6-9 method, it truly is just that. Believing that you deserve it, knowing that you deserve it, walking like you already fucking have it. Acting like you ain't never gonna run out of it. And I know that's hard, because then you're like, but if I go and spend all my money and it don't, what the fuck am I gonna do, right? Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. You have, so again, this is a work in progress. But keep reminding yourself that you are deserving of the things that your heart desires. And keep working on being there for other people. Doing the small things when you can. Bringing humanity back. Humanity's human is definitely in that. We are all human. We all have past. We all have roads that we went down. Some of us, we had to go down roads that we didn't have a choice but to go down. You know, and it's easy for us to say, well, why did you make that choice? Well, why did you choose that? Well, what made you think I had a choice? What made you think I saw a different road? Understanding that, but also understanding that everybody has the power to change. Everyone can. And everyone deserves the compassion to and the grace, because we all have past. We all don't always make the right decisions when we are hurt, when we are angry. We say things we don't mean. We do things we don't mean. When we're in our trauma, period, we act ways that we know how. But that doesn't mean that it was right. But it doesn't mean that it was totally wrong either. So in understanding that, putting yourself in other people's shoes as well, gives you a different perspective. Like hearing people out, just hearing them out, you know, period. bringing closure, in whatever shape and form that is. It's important to help other people and yourself release the burdens of things that you shouldn't be carrying anymore. You're robbing yourself of the here and the now and the peace that you deserve. Because when you do, the wheel of fortune starts turning in your favor. Like when you start to understand that you can't take the 3D world with you when you go. You can't take money with you when you go either. So what the fuck you holding on to it for? Why are you hoarding it? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes less is better. You know? I went from making 6 figures a year to nothing. Nothing. Trust me, it's not in the material things. It's not. It's not where I'm happiest now than I've ever been. And that's the beautiful part of it all. The shaman coming out, see? Like you have all the tools, you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the growth. You have done so much work on yourself, that inner work, that it's time for you to help other people see the same. But it's also important to know that you can't force people to see what they don't want to see or that they can't see, okay? You have to know when to draw that line, healthy boundaries, okay? But you speak wisdom into people. You're meant to speak wisdom into people. You're meant to guide other people. You're meant to show them the way. You're meant to show people how you got over things, how you've overcome things, so that they're not alone. They don't feel alone. I love this. Yep. 8 of Wands. There is fast forward movement coming into your life. There is a new beginning happening. The cycle is coming to a close. This is like a big old purge, and there's breakthrough coming. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that there's breakthrough coming. April is a very challenging time for a lot of us. And if it wasn't a challenging time for you, fucking amazing. You know, I'm happy for you. I love the success stories as well, right? We're still in Mercury retro, which means that our thoughts are still running rampant. We may even be lying to ourselves. You know, just that's why they kind of want you to be in the here and now. This collective, you guys are overthinking a lot of shit, and it's causing a mental anguish that you don't need to be in. Like, you remember the inner knowing that you had before this retrograde and this eclipse. Like, know that there's so much more coming for you. There's so many options. Like, I can't even speak. So there's definitely issues with communicating or speaking your truth, or speaking how you feel and not feeling bad for it, you know, or not apologizing for just being who you are. You know, you shouldn't have to apologize for being who you are. Those that don't like it, well, they need to look within themselves to see why they don't like it. Because whatever they don't like about you being authentically yourself, that is something that they don't like about themselves. You triggered something. Remember, it's a them problem. Nobody is in control of your emotions but you. Same with them. So if somebody can cause a reaction in you, reflect on that. Because you gave your power away, not even realizing it. If somebody can trigger you into feeling some type of way, reflect on it. Now, sometimes you'll be triggered because it was just downright fucking disrespectful. But you're going to realize which one's which. You will. In this level of healing, you'll know. You'll know whether it's just, you just needed to put somebody in their fucking place because nobody else will, and they stepped to the wrong motherfucker. So you fucked around and found out. Or it is something that you need to kind of do some introspection on and see why or what about that whole entire situation triggered you to feel a certain way. Because that's the only thing you can control in life, is how you feel. And I know that sounds weird. Well, I can't control being hurt. Yes, you can. Because if you look back, the signs were there. The warnings were there. You just didn't want to see them. People show you who they are. They show you who they are. Where we fuck up as human beings is we have an expectation of what we think. We see the potential. You fall in love with the potential of something because you see that it's almost like you got those blinders on, those rose-colored glasses on, and you don't see it for what it actually is. But I guarantee you go back and look, you'll see all the red flags. Why didn't I see that? Why didn't I see that? Well, now you did. So what did you learn? Don't go back and beat yourself up for the shit, but understand that going forward, take your time, get to know people, fall in love with people for who they are, not what you expect them to be, or not what their potential is, because you'll get burned every time. All right, so I got the 8 of Pentacles coming out. So 888. Okay, so we got definitely 8s are going to be very significant as well. But you got the 8 of Pentacles, like manifestations are coming, like, and it's right on the side of the 8 of Wands. Like, this is coming in hot and heavy, baby. This is coming in quick. It doesn't feel like it, and you're probably questioning it right now, and you're probably all up in your head about different ways, different things. Well, what is my purpose? Which way do I go? Like, I could do so many different things. Like, you're putting way too much thought into this. You're putting way too much thought into it. Let it come to you. Remember, you don't chase, you attract. Let it come to you. Okay, understand that. And when you get signs and synchronicities that tell you to move in a certain direction, you follow those. You follow what your spirit team is guiding you to. If you can't shake something and you just feel the uncontrollable need to do something, there's a reason. Like, if you can't shake it, there's a reason. You need to dig deeper and figure it out, whether it's admitting your own emotions or seeing things for what it is, or needing to move in a certain direction or speak your truth in whatever way. Do it, because that's the only thing that's going to set you free. That's the only thing that's going to get you out of the mental anguish, is to finally, because if they're pushing you to it, there's a reason they're pushing you to it. They want you to move on it, to act on it. Otherwise, you'll dream about it. You'll wake up with it on your mind. It'll pop in your head throughout the day. You'll go to sleep with it. That'll be the last thing. Like, it literally, it will be on a loop in your mind over and over and over again until you do something about it, because you can't leave things the way you left them, or you can't, like, you need that for yourself, because tower moments are caused by that. See, it will tower you every time, because there's some realizations that you need. There's something that you're going to grow from. There's something, or there's an opportunity that you're missing because you're too stuck in the ego, or too stuck in the fear of whatever not working or not, like, the unknown, period. Like, take that how it resonates with you. Okay, so again, 4 of Cups here, like, there's something that you may not be seeing. See, like, you're so fixated on what's in the front of you that you're not seeing maybe what the whole big picture is for, or what you're being guided to do, versus what you're just sitting there fixating on. Like, you're just fixating on this, but you're not understanding why everything else is going on in your mind, or in your in your physical body, like your emotions. If you're feeling anxious, you have anxiety, but you don't know where it's coming from. You have these thoughts, you can't control your thoughts, and you're like, this is fucking ridiculous. I should be able to control my own thoughts. I mean, come on. Like, that type of situation, you're missing something here. Okay, there's something you're not seeing. Act on whatever it is. Like, cause what's the worst that can happen? You bring yourself some closure. Well, so what? So you get rejected, and, well, guess what? A blocking is a blessing, baby. That just gives you the clear answer that you are meant to progress on. Therefore, the healing can then take place. You get yourself out of this mental anguish. You get yourself unstuck. You need to have the strength to push yourself through these situations, to give yourself the clarity you need, give yourself the closure you need. Okay, but at the same time, if, like I said, if Spirit God does something on replay, there's a reason. There's a reason for it. Okay, this is how you're gonna see what you're not seeing. Yes, indeed. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, the seeds are there. That is what I was saying. Like, you can look at the 7 of, like, in this deck, again, it's about you and only you, no external influences. So this talks about waiting to reap your harvest, to see the fruits of your labor. Like, you plant, the seeds were already planted. Like, things, And it speaks to the mind as well. Like when I was just saying how if spirit has it playing over and over in your head on a loop, that's the seeds, bitch. Like, wake the fuck up. Like, what is it trying to tell? What are they trying to tell you that you're not seeing? Because it's gonna stay on that loop. It's gonna stay in your head in that cloud of thoughts right here. Like, this is a dragon just looking at every single cup, just weighing out every single option, but overthinking it and causing nothing but nostalgia, causing nothing but stagnation, no movement, no nothing. It's causing a fixation. You're fixated on this, on the mind, on all of these thoughts, instead of getting to the root of it. Okay, the fool at the bottom of the deck, getting whatever it is you need to get, and so that you can start something new, so that you can get whatever it is that is playing on that reel out of the way. So now it brings you clarity, but it also brings you that forward movement. Okay, just trust yourself, trust your inner knowing as well, that inner shaman. Trust that you know what you need to know. And I just feel like a lot of you, fear is stopping a lot of you. And it's fine. Fear is a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. But it's a learned behavior. It's a fear is taught. You're not born with it. It's taught through experiences, right? Because as a kid, you're fearless. So much so, as a toddler, you jump off of things you ain't got no business. You will jump in the pool not realizing you can drown. You will touch that hot burner not realizing how bad it's going to burn. You don't have fear. Fear develops through situations, through life, okay? But when you let it keep you stuck, when you let it keep you in the way of the direction you're being shown, fear is designed to hold you back at this point, because again, you only fear it because of experiences that you've had. So if you're healing and you've done the shadow work, and you know who you are, and you love who you are, then where's the fear coming from? And why do you fear it? Towers. So the longer you hold on to something, the longer you don't listen, the longer you don't give yourself answers, the more the build up, the harder the tower. Now, towers are not bad. They're not. And I know, like in the beginning of this journey, you see that card and you just want to collapse right then and there, because you're like, oh my God. Because you know it's just something, because the tower speaks of crumbling your foundation, of truly it's destruction. It's something coming to a shattering end. But again, it's like I was saying earlier in this reading, it's not about, the towers are always about how you look at it. Just like any situation you're in. What perception do you want to view it from? Do you want to view the negative first? Or do you want to view the reasons it's happening and then understand why it needed to happen? Holding yourself accountable and seeing, well, they've been having this on a loop in my mind for the past umpteen whatever times or days or whatever, and I did nothing about it. So now they had, because let me tell you something, not making a decision is making a decision, because now you're leaving it up to them. And they're like, okay, you don't want to move, well, we got to move you. And more times than not, it's what you don't want to happen. Because how else are they going to teach you to move when you should, or do what you should that's in your best interest? You know, we give ourselves karma when we don't act on something that we truly feel or we truly know, you know, and we let our thoughts, you know, keep us stuck. The only way to keep us to get us unstuck, if we're not unsticking ourselves, is to crumble an illusion, to remove something that's no longer serving you, that maybe you was refusing to make a decision for, or being honest with yourself about, and now it's coming crashing down. Now when they do it, it seems a bit harder, because it's gonna be. Whereas if you would have just taken that time to check in with yourself and realize, hey, I just need to be honest with myself right now. I just need to but I need to push myself forward. I need to let go, or I need to, you know, whatever the situation that you're facing would be. 4444 on the timer right now. So 4s may be significant as well, because I noticed that, and that's very small for me to notice. But a lot of you are going through a lot of towers, or you're coming out of it. I feel like you are going currently through it, but a lot of you are not seeing that this is divinely guided. This is to take you out of that comfort zone, to really show you and to deliver a wish fulfillment that you freaking asked for, but you're too afraid to take the steps to do it. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Like, the Wheel of Fortune is trying to turn in your favor, and you're keeping yourself stuck because you're overthinking everything, instead of just doing what you feel you need to do. Like, if we just really, like, and I could say it too, like, because I'm an overthinker, like a motherfucker. Like, I got to get all the puzzle pieces together. I got to break it down, psychoanalyze it, analyze it again from everybody else's perspective. Like, there's a reason for it all, clearly. But the thing about it is once you understand, and you went through that process, now it's time to take action. So what are you doing? What are you going to do about it? You've been in a mental anguish. What are you doing about it now? Like, are you just keeping yourself there? You just torturing, glutton for punishment, just torturing yourself? Like, because you're at a crossroads. And if you see this dragon, he's looking at holding the world in his hands. This is something big. This is something that has to do with your purpose, with humanity, with the world. So are you gonna stay in the old timeline? Are you gonna stay in the old paradigm, or are you gonna shift? Like, these endings are happening so you can shift to the new earth. These endings are happening so you can shift in a higher consciousness. These things are happening so that you can make a difference in the world. You were not put here to eat shit, live, survive, not even live, because we not living. Let's face it. With the what we are all was experiencing in the world, we ain't living, we fucking surviving. Let's be real. Okay, so do you think that you came to earth just to be enslaved behind money? Like, do you think that that's what we incarnated here for? No, absolutely not. And I know if you are following this far along, you know damn well that is not what you're here for. So remember, I can't make it up. This is gonna crumble, so that, because if you got a big purpose, if your soul knows and your spirit team knows that you have a purpose that's dealing with this earth, with humanity, they ain't gonna let you fuck it up. They're gonna force these. They're gonna force them and force them and force them and force them until you see your worth, your value. You see the direction that you need to go in. You start putting up those healthy boundaries. You start walking authentically. You start not caring what other people think about you, because honestly, think about it. Do you really know your great-great-grandparents? So, let's say in about 100, 150, 160 years, you won't be remembered at all. So why do you care about what other people think about you? You really want to make an impact? Make an impact on the world. Stop letting people around you dictate who you are, how you move, what direction you go in. Whew, they got a little intense on that one. Some of y'all are still people pleasing. Like, y'all are refusing to put an ending to something that they've been fucking showing y'all that gotta go. You've been being guided to this. So now they're going to force it. Or they have forced it. That's a bitch. Okay. But we do have the Queen of Wands coming out. Okay. So we got some fire and earth energy here. Okay. But I just really feel like this is more so for you to, 1, get grounded, and 2, get motivated again. Start looking at your own desires, your own wants. Like, away from everything else. Like, what is it your soul is craving? What makes you feel emotionally fulfilled? And if you can't answer that question, it's time to start thinking about it. It's time to start putting a plan in place. It's time to start getting out there and seeing what it is that you like to do. Who are you? Who are you? And no, you don't have to wait to go on a trip until you have someone. Like, what are you waiting for? Because tomorrow might not come for you. I'm just saying, like, let's be real. We don't know when our expiration date is, so what are you waiting for? Why are you waiting on somebody else to be happy, or to do things, or explore things, or go places? Like, what you waiting on somebody else for? Do it for you. Do it for you. Find that inner dragon in you. Light a fire underneath your ass and start living life, because you don't know how much longer you got. And if we are lucky enough to live to 100 years old, do you know that that's not very long? That is not very long at all. And if you're in my collective, yeah, at least 20s, 30s or older. So you already got some years down, you know? What you waiting for? Book the cruise, take the trip, go to the mountains. Stop waiting for life to happen and make it happen. And it finally came out. The Fool. It's time to embrace life with a whole new outlook. Yes, keep the experiences, but release the baggage. Release the hurt, the pain, the resentment, do it for you. I can really, when you spread those freaking wings and fly, ain't nothing standing in your way. It's time to go out on your own journey. It's time for you to do you. It's time for you to do you. Stop worrying about other people. Worry about you and yours. Because I promise you, the more you worry about other people, the more you have expectations of other people, the more they're going to let you down. Because not everybody's going to be you. Not everybody's going to treat you the way you treat yourself. Yeah, see the lessons, the Hierophant here. That higher knowledge. Look, that's a phoenix on top of a pyramid here. Okay, like on top. You're rising. You're rising from this destruction. You're rising from this tower. You're rising from the ashes. And it is time for you to take life and embrace something totally new. To burn the bridges you gotta burn, baby. Light the fucking match and toss it. If people didn't see your worth and your value then, sorry for them. But you got to make that choice. Like, you got to actually make that choice to want better for yourself, to move, accordingly. Yeah, because happiness, man, I can't, y'all, this reading is the shit. Okay, like, because seriously, yes, there's some destruction, there's chaos, there's a lot of things, but what you don't realize is all of the intuition, the knowledge, the gifts, the abilities, everything that you've accumulated, everything that they've led you to. Look at these 3 cards coming out side by side here. A new path, a new journey. Lessons have been learned. A higher consciousness. You are in that Hierophant energy. You are in that all-knowing energy. You are in that Christ-like consciousness where you understand the bigger picture. Finding your own inner happiness, your own truth. This is the Yes card as well. Do it. Do what you've been wanting to do. Embark on the journey. Go where you want to go. Meet the people you want to meet. Travel. Do whatever you can. Like, buy a house and for what? Because in a couple years, somebody else is going to be living in it. Like, when you go, like, it's somebody else. Like, seriously, like, why waste what you have on things that you can't take with you when you go? But you know what you can take with you when you go? All those memories, all those experiences. Because how about in your final days, when you're in that reflection and you know that you're fixing to go home, what do you want your mind to be filled with? Regrets on what you shoulda, coulda, woulda, did, but didn't? Or all the places you got to see, all the people you got to meet, all the lives that you've changed, the happiness you shared with people, places, things, the journey itself. So what do you want for your final days? And I'm going to end that reading like that. What do you want for your final days? Because let's face it, I'm just saying, there's a lot going on in the world. So sit with that. Let this reading sit as it is. What do you want for your final days? Do you want to look back with nothing but regret and wishing you could have did things differently, wishing you would have took that trip, wishing you would have said what you needed to say to this person or that person, or whatever it is, Or do you want to sit in a place where you say, you know what? At least the last days, I lived. I didn't just survive, I lived. Understand that material things come and go. People come and go. What doesn't come and go is those experiences, those memories, the connections you build and make along the way, the impact you have, whether you see it or not. Let that be the last things you remember. Because honestly, life is short. Life is short. Yep. Ace of Wands at the bottom. Passionate new beginning is right on the horizon for whoever this is resonating with. This is beautiful energy, and it's amazing. I mean, you have the shaman here. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. You have the star here. Yes, you're going through a tower. Yes, you're having to, you know, lose people, places, and things. But I promise you, they didn't serve you anyway. They were probably talking shit behind your back, running your name through the mud, talking to other people while smiling in your face. Because let's just face it, majority of people that do not heal from anything and just keep running from the shit and just keep adding more to it, they'll never see. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's up to you. Break the cycle. Learn to love yourself. Learn to put yourself first, and know that all you have in this life, yeah, you're going through a big transformation right now. Big transformation. The only thing that you have in this life is you. You come in this world alone, and you're going to leave it alone. I don't care who's by your bedside. Because the final lights out, baby, you by yourself. Learn to get comfortable in solitude. This is where you discover so much about you. This is where you discover how powerful you are, how resilient you are, how amazing you are, where your personality is. Like, it's in the darkness where we find who we are and what we are, and our purpose even. So I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for watching. I look forward to doing more for you guys. If you are interested in a private reading, the link to my email is in my bio if you're used to that. However, this is YouTube, so you can book with me by emailing me at graywitch222@gmail.com. I book readings through that, as well as just shoot me a message. Comment below this if you want to. Either way, you can get in touch with me that way. Make sure you let me know if you're coming from TikTok as well, so I can put your entry into the drawing for the reading at the end of the month. And if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to hit me up. But I thank you all. Remember that the pause is for you to see that you need to walk away from people, places, and things that are no longer serving you. I can't make that shit up. All right, bye, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.